Hello, dear viewer, and welcome to another episode of the Catholic League Forum. I'm Director of Communications at the Catholic League, Mike McDonald, and this is our President and CEO, Bill Donohue. And today we're going to take you through some of the important items that we've been working on here at the Catholic League. Now, Bill, today you put out a very strong press release, sort of following up on an issue we talked about last week with the 20-year anniversary of the Boston Globe series on the sexual abuse case in the Catholic Church. And you have a very interesting take that a lot of people, particularly on the left wing of Catholic media, are just refusing to let this go. Can you tell us why that is?
Well, I think, we all had the scandal. Everybody knows about the scandal in the Catholic Church, which took place about 50 years ago, basically, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And the church brought on a lot of it itself. But, of course, we've cleaned up our act, and we've talked about that a great deal. I make it very clear in my book, The Truth About Clergy Sexual Abuse, that the progress is demonstrative. We have the evidence. Right. It's not even a closed case. There's nothing to debate anymore. Now, the Boston Globe 20 years ago came out with its series on what's going on in the Boston Archdiocese. Had gone on previously, really. And to that extent, I was looking to see, is anybody going to write about the 20th year anniversary? Because if you do, and if you're truthful, if you're honest, then you'll tell that there are a lot of progress has been made. And I wrote about that before the National Catholic Reporter, which is a dissident Catholic organization. It has a role in playing out the scandal because it encourages people to reject the church's teachings on sexual ethics. And to your point, Mike, yeah, they don't want the scandal to go away because they have an ideological interest in keeping the idea that it's still ongoing. So they come out with 3 articles this week, 2 by themselves and 1 by somebody else, which they post up on their website, effectively saying that no progress has been made. Now, I hit them hard today precisely because I'm looking, where's the evidence? Am I wrong? There's not one statistic in any of the 3 articles posted on the website of the National Catholic Reporter to substantiate their lie that no progress has been made. I have the data, and they have none. Case closed, they lost, we won.
Right. And, dear viewer, if you are upset about this issue as well, that people keep bringing this up, and to your point, Bill, not using any data whatsoever. In your book, you have over 800 footnotes.
Right.
They did not have a scintilla of evidence suggesting this. So if you do want to get involved, we'll have a link below to Bill's news release that he did on it today, and it has important contact information for you to get involved. Another way that you could help us out is also if you'd like and subscribe on these videos. Helps us a lot, gets the message out there. But Bill, one of the other narratives that keeps coming up when you talk about the scandal is that there's a pedophile problem in the church. And as you and we've discussed here with the viewer, that that's really not so much what it is. But there is a pedophile problem in more elite quarters. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, there was a very interesting article in USA Today by a journalist basically trying to say that we have to be more understanding and less engaged in having sanctions against pedophiles. This is not brand new, though. I mean, there's a case of one of these trans type persons. They get confused about their sexuality at Old Dominion, and she wrote that we have to be more understanding of pedophiles. I'm looking at this from the point of view as a sociologist. The people who keep promoting this are the elites. I'm talking about a group called, and I hope the viewers go onto the website and find out, the capital letter B, numeric 4, U, hyphen ACT, B for U, ACT. It's mental health professionals, psychiatrists and others, London School of Economics, Johns Hopkins, Harvard, Yale, the elite. And they talk about minor attracted persons. Well, those are really pedophiles,
right?
Okay? But only 3.5% of the cases of molestation in the Catholic Church were by pedophiles. Almost all of them are homosexuals. And by the way, most of these pedophiles are homosexuals as well, so there's kind of a confluence there. But it really is striking that you see people saying, oh my God, isn't it horrible that the church had a scandal? They lie about it being pedophilia. It wasn't, it was homosexuality. But yet they promote this idea of having greater understanding, less stigmatization against people. It's all designed to sanitize what is an horrendous crime, and it's out there in elite quarters.
It's a craziness. And we'll have a link to that story as well down below if you want to check that out. But Bill, probably the biggest issue we took on this week had to do with some controversy that's brewing up in the church. It seems like a lot of dissident groups, or one particular dissident group anyway, is getting a lot of entree with the Pope, getting a lot of access to changing the church or making improvements in the church, however they want to phrase that, particularly in the synod. Can you talk us through that? Because I know this is a very abstract issue that even most Catholics probably aren't aware of.
Right. Yeah, let me try. Thank you, Mike. I want to step the viewer through this. At the end of last year, the Vatican announced, it was actually in October, when the Pope announced they're going to have a synod on synodality. Now, translated, what that means is they're going to have a meeting dealing with this ongoing 2-year process of dialogue so that Catholics can participate in their diocese to tell their bishops what things they like about the church, some things that should be changed, etc. It's just a big dialogue is what it is. Okay, now there's a group called New Ways Ministry. This is a disloyal Catholic group founded in part by Janine Gramick, a heretical nun who rejects the Catholic Church's teachings her entire life on homosexuality, marriage, family. And she is part of this New Ways ministry. They wanted to be a part of this synod. They have the Vatican has a webinar. You can be a part of it, list your organization. Now, they got on there initially in November, beginning of December, and then some loyal Catholics protested. The Vatican got wind of it and they took them off. But then they put them back after the disloyal Catholics mounted their offense. Now, look, this is not a matter of Bill Donohue's opinion. I wrote a letter on December the 15th to the cardinal who's in charge of the synod, letting him know that Pope Benedict the 16th, Pope Emeritus Benedict, had condemned this group as a fraud, and so did the U.S. bishops, and so did Cardinal Hickey back in 1984. This group openly rejects the church's teachings. If you were in some other organization, they would throw you out.
Right.
Now, Father Nugent died. He's the co-founder with her. So I wrote to him, I'm saying, now, somebody's wrong here. Either the Vatican is wrong today in accepting them as a legitimate Catholic voice, or you're wrong because everybody else who's condemned them in the past, including a Pope Emeritus. So I want some clarity on this. They acknowledged receipt of my letter, but didn't formally answer. They can't answer because they know that I got them. Right. And quite frankly, as a loyal Catholic, I don't like this. Then to complicate matters, Pope Francis, he's being told by people, there's a stable of people there who have a vested interest in promoting the gay agenda. There's no question about it. And he writes a letter commending the nun for her 50 years of service to the church. Her service is there to subvert the church.
Right.
The Pope wrote a letter to Di Bernardo, who is the executive director of New Ways Ministry, saying, thank you for giving your side because I don't know the whole story. Well, the Pope has been hoodwinked. Mm-hmm. He's been duped. There are people who are manipulating him because the Pope, as I point out, has been very good in what he has said about gays, gay marriage, gender ideology, and the like.
Yep.
The Sister Janine Gramick doesn't believe a lick of anything the Pope believes. So it's an unfortunate situation. It was created by the Vatican. Only they can clear it up. Catholics don't need any more confusion.
Right.
We need the Pope, and we need all of the people in the Vatican to speak with clarity. And we need to know what is the standing of an organization that has been basically condemned by the Vatican and U.S. bishops for decades. Are they now welcome back? We need to know that because we're here to defend the church. We need to know exactly what the church's thinking is on this salient issue.
Right. Well, very good point. It does make our jobs a lot harder when we don't know what we're defending, and
right.
Clarity is always appreciated. And I'm sure the viewer also appreciates a little bit of the backstory on this because it is a bit of an obscure topic.
Right.
So I think that about wrap it up here, Bill. But dear viewer, thank you for watching. As always, really appreciate it. And if you could click that like and subscribe button, we'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks. We'll catch you in the next one.
Thank you.